Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of my Interstellar Kerbal Space Program playthrough. In this episode we will be mapping Gilly and putting a lander on Gilly and trying to gain as much science as we can. So here we've left the probe mapping Gilly for a while and got quite a lot of data there. So we can transmit that data back and collect the high science data that's available here on this probe. As we've already collected a lot of the high altitude science here, what we need to do now is reduce the periapsis to maybe about 20 kilometers or so, and try and then, once we're at the periapsis, check the experiments again and try and catch the low altitude science. So we'll just point retrograde and start burning gently just to lower that periapsis. Okay, so we've got a periapsis of about 11 kilometers, which should be low enough to get the low altitude stuff there. Now switching to the lander probe so that we can land on the surface and collect the data that we can collect there. Okay, we just jettisoned that stage as there's hardly any fuel left, and we really don't need that much fuel to land on the surface of Gilly. It's so small and there's hardly any gravity, so we've got more than enough fuel to land with what we've got in our final descent stage. So we're just going to point retrograde or nearly retrograde and lower the periapsis so it hits the surface of Gilly and start our descent. There we go. Should be fine. We can now time warp to get closer to the surface, and then we'll make sure we're pointing retrograde all the way down and go in for a landing. Just setting up a maneuver node on the surface there, just about where we're going to land, to see how much delta V is really required, and then I'll use that as my guide for making this landing. So hopefully be a bit more successful than the one was on Eve. Okay, our orbit velocity is now just below 10, sorry, just above 10 meters per second. These landing legs they can cope with the 10 meter per second impact. So we're doing okay at the moment. All we just need to do is just sort of slowly reduce, make sure our surface speed remains low enough for those legs to cope with. But that shouldn't be too hard on landing on this body anyway. Okay, so I've just increased the warp up to 4 times acceleration because we're about 4 kilometers up and we're coming down really slowly, so it's going to take ages to get down to the surface. Okay, I'm just increasing the speed here to 4 times, just because the descent is taking so long. So you can see it all, but just make it a little bit quicker. Okay, you probably saw there that I limited the throttle to about 25%, and I did that just to prevent myself from over throttling on the engine, so that we wouldn't overshoot. Just tapping the throttle now, just to keep the speed low, to make sure we try and land as gently as possible. As we come in to land, now we're near Gilly, we can start using some of these experiments and collecting the data as we make our final descent phase. Only 400 meters above the surface now. Now we have touched down, wobbling a bit though, so I'll just back up so we don't tip over and smash all the experiments again. looks like we're descending at the same rate that the hill is going down. So that's 7 meters. We're at 8 meters for quite a while. In case we've got a second landing, we'll just wait. Everything's so gentle, so hopefully it should just survive and land on the antenna, I suppose. Okay, now we're down. Start recording as much science as we can. Realize we're still sort of moving over the surface, but we need to catch the science that we can. I think we've slowly come into a rest. We're still, the science experiments are still showing us near Gilly, but that's okay. We'll just capture what we can. Any science is good science. Now it's just a case of transmitting the data and waiting for the batteries to recharge so we can run all of the experiments. Just speeding this up to 2 times speed, so you can watch the batteries recharge and the science be generated, be collected. Okay, well, looks like these are the last few experiments. Thanks for watching my video, and stay tuned for more. Thanks very much.